I quote, either I will come back after hoisting the tricolor, or I will come back wrapped in it, but I will come back for sure. I unquote. Namaste, Sonali ma'am, Annapurna ma'am, respected guests for today, Captain Saxena, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. As we all gear up to celebrate Kargil Vijay Divas on 26 July, the day to mark India's victory over Pakistani forces on the Kargil heights, it is my privilege to welcome all of you for an interaction with our esteemed guest speaker, Captain Akhilesh Saxena, who is the epitome of grit, passion, determination, and commitment. Welcome, sir. I now request our principal, Sonali ma'am, to welcome our guest.
A very warm namaste to you, Captain Saxena, our guest speaker for the day. It's an absolute honor for us to have you interact with our children. So let me share with you that they are all in their classes and listening intently to what you are going to share about. And we celebrate Kargil Vijay Divas at school every year, of course, to honor the bravery of the Indian Armed Forces at the borders of Kargil on that day so many years back. And we are very, very privileged to have you with us, sir. And all I can say is that from on behalf of the staff and students of the Sri Ram Millennium School, we salute the Indian Armed Forces because we know we are sleeping peacefully because they are out there 24/7. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Adya of grade 6 to introduce our esteemed guest.
Captain Akhilesh Saxena is a natural leader who has showcased his exemplary leadership, teamwork, strategic planning, and bravery during the most challenging phase in his life, the battlefield of Kargil War. He has successfully showcased his Kargil War hero personality even in the corporate sector. He is an inspiring leader who has managed successfully to bring about a change in the thought process of his co-workers. Today, Captain Saxena is successfully using the lessons from Kargil War in corporate management and using the leadership lessons to lead many teams of corporate executives on the path of success. He was a keynote speaker at the CII annual event at Pune. He is a thoughtful leader and has delivered keynote sessions on leadership to various top companies, including SAP India, Tata Motors, Indian Oil, L&T Academy at Lonavala, SKF, JP Morgan, Mahindra Finance, and many other companies. He is a regular speaker on various TV channels like Time Now, ZTV, NDTV, Rajya Sabha, India TV. National Channel DD has done a complete program on him and about his achievements and leadership in the adverse situation. Sir, we are indeed honored to have you here with us. I now request you to please take this session forward. Over to you, sir.
First of all, Jai Hind to all of you, because हम एक आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव भी मनाने जा रहे हैं और कारगिल विजय दिवस. It's a matter of pride for us as an Indian, right? We take so much of pride in our freedom, in our country. I just wanted to tell you a few things, right? This freedom is really not free. What we take it for granted, because we were lucky that, we were born in free India and we have seen the freedom. But if I tell you really, this freedom is not free. And while taking this freedom, many have paid the price. They have paid with their life. And today also, every day, our Jawans, they are standing on borders. They are sacrificing their life just to ensure that we can live in peace. We can sleep in peace at our home and we can keep our freedom. Now, this choice of freedom, keeping our freedom is very important. We may not realize it's like air, right? We don't realize the importance of air, the oxygen, but the day oxygen is not in our life, you will see, we will understand what is the importance of oxygen. So these soldiers, they are doing everything, to keep our freedom intact. What I'm going to do today, I will just take you 25 years back, nearly 23 years back in 1999, when this Kargil war was fought. And I'm sure, as a children, most of you were not born, right? So I'll just tell you what was the situation. But more important than what tell you the story of Kargil war and my story, how we kind of, got the impossible victory against all odds. It's important to get some life lesson from there, right? Because I really feel it's my duty as a war hero to inspire our next generation, because tomorrow our nation is going to be built what you are going to do for this country, right? So it's very important the role each teachers is playing, principal ma'am is playing, parents are playing. I just say my gratitude, because if we really want to make our nation strong, we need to ensure our next generation, they are strong not only in their academic, but in their thought process, in their characters, in their discipline, and they are responsible citizen of the country. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you some slides. They will show you what was the condition in Kargil war, and then we will talk about it. I will keep it close to 25 minutes. And then definitely I want to interact with children, right? I just want to hear some of your thought process, because I don't keep any session which is one-way session, right? Had this been session, in front, I could have kept it total kind of, interactive. But what I will do, maybe for short time, around 25 minutes, I'll take you through some of these slides. Just give me a minute. I think I do not have the right to share, because showing only meeting organizer and presenter. Can you just, somebody who is admin can make me presenter?
Yes, sir. I'll just check.
Okay, all right. Do let me know if you can see.
Yes.
You can see my screen. All right. Let's see. So that's what I'm going to do in next 25 minutes, and then I will open the session to all of you. It's about some of the life lessons, right? It's not only about the story of Kargil war, but it's how do we learn from there into the environment, and it is as relevant as any other day. So I will take you 25 years back, because since you may not know what was the gravity. So this was in year 99, right? You see all these peaks, these all peaks, they are running across our NH1. And children, NH1 is the highway which connect Srinagar to Leh Ladakh. And this is only highway from where entire India supply goes to Leh Ladakh region. And this road is only open for 5 months. And by chance, if this road is closed or enemy is able to stop our movement, right, then the entire supply of Leh Ladakh region, which is being stocked for the entire winter, will stop. And then if there is no supply, there are no ammunitions, the entire Leh Ladakh region could be cut off from the country. This road is also called the neck of India. Enemy understood this, and they were trying to work on this plan for the last 3-4 years. Another thing, these peaks, these are winter vacated posts, right? So this is summer, but during winter, the temperature goes up to -42, -43 degree centigrade on these peaks, right? They are very high from the highway. And once the temperature goes to, too much negative, everything which is coming onto these peaks can only come through hefters, and which is a lot of cost for India and Pakistan. So in after 71, there was unwritten agreement that, when the peak winter start after September, both India and Pakistan army will come down. And then again, they will go back in summers, which is like your April and May. So these are called winter vacated posts, right? Nobody is sitting on these posts during winter, but yes, army, Jawans, both from India and Pakistani side, they occupied their post during summers. So in 1998, when both the army came down, Pakistan started their plan. They start sending their troops, a small group of 3-4 in total white clothes, so that nobody, even satellite cannot detect them against the white background. And they have sent thousands of troops over these peaks. So what happened by the time, March, they were occupying the entire peaks along the NH1, sitting on top. And in mountain warfare, anyone who is sitting on top is 20 times more powerful, right? Even if he'll throw the stone, there will be casualty. So here the temperature, as we start moving up, it start dipping, and it goes up to minus 28 to minus 42 degree. It's really difficult to even breathe, right? You can't think of even fighting. So that was the situation. And when we were inducted into this war, the situation was enemy was sitting on top. He has put mine all across, all the way where Indian forces can come. They made small bunkers on the top so that they are secure. They have got oxygen masks. They were actually prepared for a long thing. The only objective was that do not allow any movement on NH1. And whenever there was any truck or jeep going on to NH1, they used to bring a lot of fire from Pakistan artillery side and block that road. Now the situation was, if we don't put all the supply to Leh Ladakh and ensure that this road is free, the Leh Ladakh was going to totally cut. And then, as you know, one side is China, one side is Pakistan. The larger game plan was cut the entire Leh Ladakh region, and when the supplies are not there, and capture it during winter. We had a very difficult task at our hand. Weather was against us. We could not cross the LOC because Pakistan was always saying these are not my regular troops. These are your own terrorists which has come up, right? So there was a pressure from international community not to cross the border and just do the mission from our side, which was more like a suicide mission, right? Because then you are moving up at a gradient of 75 to 80 degrees, where it is difficult to even breathe. The other thing was enemy has gone inside bunkers, right? So we didn't know which peak he's sitting, which feature he's sitting, where is the location of the bunker. You say you cannot exactly see where the enemy is sitting. But since they could see us from there, and whenever Indians started an attack, obviously they used to bring a lot of fires on this. So most of these attacks were like suicide mission, right? We knew where we are getting into. As I told you earlier, the advantage of height is very, very critical in mountain warfare. Somebody who is sitting on these peaks and anyone is trying to climb, these peaks from the bottom, right? Even if he'll throw a stone or he put a mine or he can fire, right? The chances you will not be able to move because taking every step is really difficult. So that's the kind of situation we were in. And we had to vacate it before 2 months. We hardly have 1.5 months in our hand because after that winter will set in and nobody will able to move the trucks and everything to the Leh Ladakh supply. So I think when we did an analytic, the chances of winning was actually not even 1%. That was the kind of situation. And sometimes life throw these kind of situation on this. Now, how do we deal with this kind of situation where we see negative from all the side, disadvantage from all the side, right? How do we deal with that? The last thing was that our equipments, we were not actually prepared for this kind of warfare, like mountain warfare, snow warfare. We were not having so many devices which can work in snow. We had limited artillery. We were bringing it from other part, but entire equipments were not up to that. We were not having the goggles. We were not having the snow boots. My Jawans made the attacks in their normal boots. Now, and over and above, there's a lot of uncertainty in army life, right? Troops keep moving from one platoon to another, one unit to other. They come from all the part, different culture, different language, different tradition, but you still have to fight as one unit, right? And the life of one person depending on the other person who is giving the fire covers. So they keep moving. But the key thing is during this difficult time, everyone needs to come together. It's not about your caste, it's not about your religion, it's not about your language, but you are one, you are just Indian. And your task is to keep that tricolor flying on these peaks, which enemy has captured, right? And there are no reward and recognition, right? In corporate, like I work in corporate now for last 20 years, there are incentives, there are rewards, financial things. But we can't say, my Jawan, that I will give you 1 lakh rupees or 50,000 rupees. They will get their pay what they are supposed to get. How do you motivate your team in a situation like this? The other thing was, our like guns were at the back, and some of these guns were managed remotely. Like, as a officer, I was sitting in top, leading the attack and giving the direction to my guns so that they can fire on enemy, and so that enemy can keep the head down and we can move up the hills and all. So this is the techniques we use. We put a lot of fire on enemy, so we know he will go inside the bunker, but at least he will not be able to do the direct firing. In fact, all the attacks were done in the night so that enemy could not see us. During day, obviously they can take the pot shot and just kill us. During this situation, each one who is going there, he knows what he is getting into. It's like a suicide mission. And a Fauji is one. He loves his children. I'll just give you examples so you can correlate. He loves his children. He maybe loves them more than his own life. He wants to be with them, but for a greater cause. He's able to give his life and make his children orphan forever. So this is the price he is ready to pay for a larger cause. Because we all other citizens, we can keep our freedom. We can sleep peacefully at home. He is able to make that sacrifice. He has got his parents and he wants to look after them in their old age. He wanted to be a good son. But still, he is willing to devoid them of that pleasure, right? He don't know who will look after them, but for a greater cause, for this country, for the citizen, he is still ready to make and then go for this attack, even if at the cost of his life. Now, coming on to this, how we make victory possible in such a difficult situation. And I think one key thing which I want you to kind of, if imbibe one lesson from this is, it's a winner's attitude, right? So I'm saying it's the attitude we look at every situation. So there are two choices each one of us has daily, every day, as a part of, we are facing something like a war which happens in 50 years, once in 50 years, or something, making a very smart choice or a very normal day-to-day choice. We can have an attitude which I call a winner's attitude, or we can have a victim's mindset. The victim mindset in this situation would have been, we can't do anything. Enemy has taken heights, they have got weapon, they could see us, they have put mine all across. There is no way we can able to get this victory. But here your winner's attitude comes into play. We say we will not give up. And when we were giving this mission, Tololing mission, various attacks on this peak were already failed. Because as I told you, we were fighting and we were climbing on gradient, which is like 85, 75, between 75 to 85 degree. And we were carrying a kind of 40 kg, which is only, we were not carrying any food, any water, because we know if we will get the victory, somehow we will survive. And we decided that whatever happens, whatever price any one of us has to pay, we will win it. We'll win it for the tricolor. We'll win it for our country. In fact, before going for this attack, I was part of Rajputana Rifles. There's a tradition when we go for a war where the chances of victory are very less. Kesariya Bana is put on the head, which is symbolized that we are going for this war, which is very difficult. We don't know we will win or not, but we will not come back if we will not win. We will only win or we will not come back. That's a choice we make before going for this kind of attack, right? And that's a attitude. When you are fighting or you are working something which is a higher cause, higher purpose, can only motivate you. All of us who were going for this particular attack have written letter to our family. I was just married for a month. I was very, newly married, immediately got posted to Kargil. I've written to my wife, I've written to my parents that I may not come back for you because I know where I'm getting into and it is my responsibility to lead my Jawan. But even if I don't come back, I think it will be for a cause, it's much better dying on the road, but dying for a higher cause. We put this letter in our box and these boxes are sealed. So there's a tradition, if that officer or Jawan does not come back, that letter is being sent to his home. And when they read it, when they open it, his family, his wife, his children, he writes he is not there because he only knew when they will get the letter, he will no more be there, right? Vijayant was with me. He died. His letter has gone to his family. And the first line was, when you will read this letter, I will be sitting up the sky with Apsaras and watching you from there. He knew that he will not be there, right? So that's a kind of emotion you have to control, writing that, when your family will get it, you will not be there. We told our Jawan, right? Some of us young officer, Vikram was with me in one of the attack, 0.5140. We captured Tololing and he was going for the next attack. Captain Vijayan Thapar, Captain Major Acharya, Major Gupta. We told our Jawan, we cannot give you a promotion, but what I can promise you, that we will lead from the front. And if first bullet come, it will hit us and not any one of you. That's given them the kind of so much of motivation that we achieved impossible. So that's what I talked about. It's a winner's attitude versus winner victim's mindset. We could have made a choice that we will, not go for this kind of mission. But we decided that we will go for this, whatever may be the price. After these two attacks, when we were going for this attacks, two attacks were failed. Everyone was, we need to give them motivation. How do we prepare ourselves for something which is so important for this entire country, right? I just say there was one small, rucksack, small bag. I just asked somebody, what is this? So they say, these are the letters which has come from your countrymen. I just opened one letter, right? This was from one girl. I think 10th or 11th, I don't remember now, from somewhere in Odisha or somewhere. She has sent a Rakhi and a Tilak. And she said, I don't know any one of you, but as a citizen of this country, you are like my, you are my brother and you are protecting the honor of this country. I'm sending you this Rakhi and Tilak. Keep the honor of this country flying high. Protect the integrity of this country. Another letter from a lady, which is writing that I don't have any children, but you are son of this country and you are my sons also. I can only give you blessings. I can't do in this difficult moment, but my blessings are with you. These letters, I've just asked my troops to just go through them. They give you so much of confidence. They see entire country standing behind you. And then you decide that for a greater cause, you can going to sacrifice everything. So maybe I will not talk about, many other things, because I just want to take one or two lessons from this. So this is Vikram. Before we were just preparing, we were at the ground and we were preparing for the attacks. Now, very important thing which I just want to talk about, and how we dealt with this kind of situation. So we must accept change, because life will keep throwing many changes at us, but we really don't know, we don't know what we can do about it, right? All of COVID came. Nobody was prepared for this kind of situation. But what is in our hand? The freedom to respond is always with us. And every response, just think that you want to play a victim mindset, or you just want to say that I want to have a attitude which is a winner's attitude, right? You see opportunity in every difficult situation. Children, as you prepare for your life, right, you will come across many difficulties. And there will be many situations where you do not have control. But always remember that it is your attitude which will decide how you respond to each of these situations. Look at your core value, what you are really passionate about, and go for it. Difficulties will come. No person has become successful without facing the difficulty, right? They are really stepping stone for this. So other than the academics, you also need to ensure that you are building up your character. That's something, which will stand you in good time, whatever may be the situation. I'll tell you the same dilemma which I have faced. So we just to continue, we started the attack of Tololing. Enemy has put mine all across, and they were continuously firing on us. First, we put a lot of fire from Bofors. There were 105 high guns which I was directing the fire on Tololing, and then we started moving up on the Tololing peak. Continuously, after fighting for nearly 1.5 days, we get the victory. We did not carry any food. We did not carry any water. We were just carrying ammunition, arms. We lost some of the dear friend, Major Vivek Gupta. We lost him, and he was leading the attack from one side. But that's nothing. That's not a price to pay, which anything can be sacrificed for keeping the honor of this country and keeping freedom intact. So somehow we get the victory. Once we reached there, enemy was, putting so much of fire that other than this commando team, nobody can come. We were on top, but we were without food, water, continuously fighting for 2 days. We survived on enemy ration, right? We attacked their bunkers where their kitchen was there. And like they say, दाने दाने पे लिखा है खाने वाले का नाम. We say this celebration, they were 100% sure of their victory, and they were keeping the celebrations, food, biryani, halwa, lot of dry fruits there in their kitchen, which was on the other side. We raided their kitchen because we wanted our Jawan to survive till the time our reinforcement come. So we survived on enemy ration, and we put the tricolor on Tololing. In my third attack, then there was another attack which we led. And in my third attack, which is on 3 Pimples area, which was, I think, was the most difficult attack. We lost maximum number of officers who were leading from 4 different directions. This battle itself cost 4 officers, 13 Jawans. I got badly injured by, enemy firing. My doctor itself, who was, coming up to the farm base, he also got hit by the shrapnels. But we have not given up. We kept fighting and put the tricolor on this peak. But the price was too high. By the time, I lost so much of blood. And most of the officers and Jawan died because you are fighting on the peak, you being hit by bullets or enemy firing or artillery shelling. There is no medical aid, right? How do you survive? So I just put, we carry a first aid. I just put it on I was hit in my hand and my leg, and stopped the flow. And once I lost my consciousness after some time, and when we I regained, I decided that I have to live for my country, not to die for my country. I started moving back after being badly injured. It took nearly 8 hours by the time I reached back against a lot of enemy firing, and lost my consciousness many times. But there was one thing which is clear. I have to live. I don't have to die for my country, and I have to be a winner. I somehow survived. So much of blood, was badly injured, and it's just a charisma that I'm sitting in front of you talking to today. But life has taken a U-turn, right? From the top of the fighting, I got a lot of disability. I was in hospital for a year. How do you look at the situation right now? The entire life I was preparing for this particular profession of army, so proud of my uniform. And my doctors told me you can't go back to, field. My unit was still in the Kargil because of your medical injury. Got multiple operations in base hospital and R&R. Now, can you look back at life again and say, I can still have a winner's attitude? I left study long back. After 12th, I got through Indian National Defence Academy, then various postings, Kargil War, lot of time in hospital. I started preparing again to start a new chapter in my life. And only there was one thing in mind. I will not give up. That's a winner attitude. From the hospital bed, I started preparing for my MBA, because even if I have to get into something, I need to professionally prepared for this. I got many offers as a Kargil war hero to join some companies, railway, ONGC. I refused. No, I need to prepare for it. And from hospital bed, I qualified some of the best MBA colleges in country. My treatment was still going on in Delhi. I decided to join FMS Delhi, which is one of the top MBA college of the country. Passed out with a gold medal and joined corporate. Today, I'm a vice president with Tata Group, another a group which is known for its ethics and value system. But one thing which I've taken from this Kargil war and I still follow in my life, never to give up, whatever may be the situation. Look at life, you will definitely find opportunities. I think, in interest of time, I'll skip some of these slides, but I just wanted to let you know the process of success. Failure is involved in this. You cannot get a real success till the time you go through some of these failures. So whenever you get a failure, don't get disheartened. Just say they are testing you. And this test will make you stronger every time. I understand when I talk to many students, right? There's a lot of uncertainty in their life, what we will do, what will be the profession. But if you really have a belief in yourself, you will become a successful. And always remember this mantra, when going get tough gets going. That's a kind of resilience. That tough situation should make you more stronger, more determined to do that. Right. Before I close, I've just some reflection from this, some question to you, because I just want to keep 10-15 minutes for some questions, some inputs from you, maybe some share your thought. Can you have a winner's attitude in every situation in your life? Can you bring self-leadership within you? It's not about others, but can you have a vision? Can you have a purpose in your life which will drive you in every situation? And also adopt changes. Changes will come in life, right? Nobody can stop. We don't have anything. But remember what I say. We have got freedom to make our response to that situation. That nobody can take from us. You can choose anything. You can play victim. You can blame everyone outside yourself environment, and you can say this has not happened because of COVID. It has not because of someone else. Competition was tough. Situation was difficult. Or you say, I am the leader. I control myself. I have an attitude which is a winner's attitude, and I will become successful. See, children, you will go into different walks of life, right? And each one of you can still serve the country. It's not necessary that you are just having a uniform. You can serve your country if you're doing your role, whatever profession you choose to be, with honesty, with integrity, to make our great nation more stronger, right? To bring that discipline, to bring that kind of, right thinking in our society. You are going to be guiding the society. You are future for our country. You are future for tomorrow, right? So there's a huge responsibility on this. While you should enjoy your life, your college day, your school day, at the same time, define your purpose, define your core values, define your attitude in life, and no situation will be difficult for you. You can really go for your passion. So with this, I thought, I think I've taken around 30 minutes, but yes, I definitely want to keep some time, interacting with children. I really take it a very personally, despite my very busy corporate job where I keep traveling across the globe. I ensure I do not miss an opportunity to, if I can bring some inspiration, some, real thoughts to you. So Jai Hind, and back to you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for such an insightful session. It was indeed very inspiring. Sir, some of our students are eager to ask a few questions. If you permit, may we take a few questions?
Sure, sure.
Thank you, sir. So first we have Urshya Gupta of class 9. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Namaste, sir. My name is Arshita from class 9th, and I have a question for you. So, both boys and girls love their country equally.
Yes.
But why is that women have a limited role in the Indian Army, and how can we encourage them to participate in it more?
Okay. No, very pertinent question. So if you really see, how our society evolved, if you see from, ancient India time, right? the role was divided. And it does not mean that the role of a woman or the role of girls is less important, but it is just why, if you really say, division of duty, because physically men have been more kind of, physical thing. Girls have got a lot of emotional power, lot of character, right? So from the time memorial, if you see from Rajputanas and all, there was a duty kind of, defined, and that's continued. But now time has changed. We are in a modern India, and your war is also more about, I say, it's not about physical bravery, but it about your mental strength. As I say, it's a winner's attitude. And I really salute the women of today, right? They are the women of new India, and they are really driving the country. And I'm totally advocate, and when I'm going into various forum in army, I'm saying we should bring more women into the army, because they can definitely play a role. And that's for you guys now. NDA, which is the premier institute, they have opened their door for the girls from this year, right? OTA already has got a entry for the girls, and slowly in all walks of army profession, girls are going to play important role. So that's one thing. And second thing, yes, you equally love your country, and as I say, you can play that important role. You can stand for your soldiers who are fighting day in day out, right? In whatever profession you choose to do, you can still be a citizen. And I should say, all of you should become a citizen worth fighting for. So your armed forces should be, so proud of you that these are my motivation. These are the forces which inspire me to take even the risk of my own life. But your question is right, and you will see lot more, participation from women. It has to be slowly and gradually, because it's a process. We have to ensure, but it's happening, and you will see more and more happening very soon.
Thank you so much, sir. It was my pleasure to meet you.
Next, we have Monica Bhatia of class 5. You may please ask your question.
Hello, beta. I can't hear you.
Namaste, sir. I'm
Namaste.
of class 5. I think war is a bad thing. It makes me scared when I hear about it. So, how can I be brave in such situations?
So you are saying how can, sorry, maybe I missed. You are saying how can you avoid war, and why should we have the war, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So beta, your question is right. Even I hate war. I hate war because that's a maximum. Army hate war, right? Who is suffering maximum from a war? Right? Army, right? Somebody will lose his husband. Somebody will lose his father. Some parents will not have their children. Who is losing maximum from the war? It is armed forces which are losing maximum from the war, right? So this happened. Obviously, there are few moments of glory, but then the entire life they have to go through, right? I am still in touch with so many Jawans who have lost their leg or their hand, and they are become disabled for the life. It's really difficult, right? People do forget that's the reality of life. A widow has to still survive with children in this society. So it's a difficult thing, and I'll tell you. Yesterday, one of my course mate, Lieutenant Puneet Nath Dutt, who is a Shok Chakra, yesterday was 25th anniversary of his martyrdom. Some of us collected, we invited mother and sister, and we just done a small program sharing his memory, and we told her that he may have gone, but still you have got us, and we will stand by you, right? He will still be a part of it. So beta, nobody hate war more than army, but if it is imposed on you, what will you do, right? What happened in Afghanistan, you children knows, right? Somebody will come and by force take the country. What happened to us for so many years back, right? Mughals came, Timur came, then after that English came. They invaded our country because we always believed in non-violence. We were always a learning center of learning. India was the greatest center of learning, greatest innovation. But what happened? We lost everything. Our traditions, our culture, everything was lost because we were not able to give reply back. So brave, they do not attack other, but they have got the courage. If somebody is attacking their country, you have to defend it. Otherwise, what will happen? Some country like maybe China or Pakistan or anyone, they will just come inside and make you slave again, what English did to us for more than 200 years, right? Then we will understand what is the price of freedom. But we don't want that situation to come. That's why we believed in a strong army. We really believed in something that, these are the group of men who are ready to give their life. I really hate war. I've got the scar of war. I've seen something, everything changing in life. I really hate it. But what do? Somebody better come into your home, put a gun at you and your family member. What will you do? Will you let everyone die? No, you will respond, right? So as a country also, we have to respond so that we can keep our freedom alive. But yes, I really hate war. I am the victim of the war. My friends are victim of the war. And that's how the situation is. But we should be strong enough to respond to someone who is trying to, get into my country. And I have to protect the territorial integrity of this country at any cost. We have to do that. Not easy, but somebody has to make that sacrifice. I hope.
I will try to be big.
We also have Tejas Yadav of class 6 now who wants to ask. Please, Tejas.
Namaste, sir. My name is
Namaste,
Tejas
Tejas.
in class 6B. My question to you, sir, is there are a lot of natural disasters happening in our country and elsewhere in the world, and it's the army who plays the important role in the rescue operations. How can we, as common citizens of India, prepare ourselves better to deal with the problems faced by people during these difficult times?
Thanks a lot. I think that's a very, very important question, right? So while army play his role, but I'm saying as a citizen of this country, we cannot say that I will just do, say my things in words, but not do anything, right? We can play a very important role, right? Maybe in case of natural disaster, some of us can be part, help army or police or anyone who is doing those operations, right? They can help us. See, as I told you, told you one story. Now I got these letters, right, which motivate my jawans and all in this difficult situation. We can definitely be one ourselves. What we can do, we can be a responsible citizen, right? Just to ensure we are doing the right thing with honesty, integrity, and discipline. That will help our country moving forward. Second, in all these difficult times, when there is a war, there is a natural calamity, because army come in forward, right? But each one of us can prepare and play a small role, right? These small incremental things play such an important role overall. And then as a nation, we become much stronger. Because then we are not saying there's a small group which is going to do everything, but there is a force behind him. And every citizen say, I am standing behind my forces firmly and with all convictions, right? You can even make a small contribution, even if you send a right letter to these guys just to motivate them. If you can help in a rescue mission, just wherever you are, if you can help somebody on the road, that's a duty you are doing. Somebody has got an accident. 99% people don't stop, they just keep moving on. That's a difference you can make. Just stay there, say, no, I'm going to help him, dad. Ask your father that let's take him to hospital, right? That will change the society. That will change the thought process and the character.
Thank you, sir. That was very informative.
Due to paucity of time, we will take one more question from Rucha of class 12.
Namaste, sir. My name is Rita and I study in class 12. I've heard about the movie Sher Shah, which is a biopic on the heroic life of the brave Indian soldier Vikram Batra, who sacrificed his life for the nation in winning the Kargil War. He was posthumously awarded the Param Veer Chakra. So can you please share with us a little bit about this award and how one qualifies for it?
Okay. So Vikram was a close friend of mine. He was little junior to me from the army thing, and we spent 2 days together. So I was telling you about the Tololing, right? When we captured this important peak Tololing, and then we were sitting on top of this. The next hill, which was 0.5140, was the task which was given to Captain Vikram Batra, right? So he came, and then attack was planned after 3 days. You prepare for these attack and also. I spent a lot of time with him. I think he was really a brave heart. And he always used to tell me, sir, there's no bullet in Pakistan which can hit me, right? So he was very motivated, very courageous, right? And he got the victory in this 0.5140. And when me, Vikram, we all were sitting together, we came down, and Barkhadat and many journalists were there. He made this comment, right? Ye dil mange more, if some of you remember that, right? Then we have gone to another tag. I was leading one of these attack on Three Pimples area. Vikram was given the another attack. This was a very, very difficult attack. In this attack, he also led from the front, told his Jawan that I am going to lead from the front. And as I told you, the first bullet, I will take it as a leader, right? He shown exceptional bravery in very, very difficult situation where the chances of victory was very less. And despite at the risk of his life, he continued moving forward, right? So once you kind of do such thing, then he died in that attack, but we finally got the victory in that particular attack. Many of you seen in the movie, but obviously movie is little different from the reality. But the fact is, he has shown exceptional bravery in front of the enemy and total disregard to his life. As I say, each one of us love our life, right? We love our parents, we love our family, but even we love them, but still we are able to make that sacrifice so that my citizen can keep the choice of freedom and keep this tricolor on the top of all these peaks. So based on this bravery, he was recommended for this highest award and he got it. So you only qualify. This is the award which is given in the wartime, and this is the highest award, and this is given to show the exceptional bravery in total difficult situation, in front of the enemy and the actual war. So this is Vikram was given, and I think he's truly deserved it. Great leader. My salute to him. He was a very close friend of mine, and it was my personal loss during that particular battle.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us. That was indeed very insightful.
Now I invite our Vice Principal, Annapurna Ma'am, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Chairman. And namaste, Captain Saxena. And thank you, cannot thank you enough, really. You took us on a ride that was overwhelming for us. And we really cannot imagine how it must be for you, the Kargil War veterans. For you, it must be so many emotions, so many things all together. You've shared with us how you're still standing in support for the families of your friends, right? And today you are here sharing with us life lessons from the war. That is our biggest gift. Yes. And we really, really thank you for this, because we hope that our children will carry a memory of this interaction and take at least one takeaway from this interaction and implement it in their lives. We keep talking about attitude in life. And today you reiterated our belief that attitude is everything. It's absolutely everything. Today you are working in the corporate world and are facing all of its challenges with the same kind of attitude, and you still had time to come and interact with our children in our school. So thank you, sir, for taking us up on that offer and for being with us here today. Someday, we'd like to see you in physical space as well.
Absolutely.
Where you'll get to interact with our children face to face. Right?
It's my pleasure, and I feel this is the next generation need to be inspired, motivated, because they are the one who is going to shape our country, and it's responsibility of all of us to give them imbibe the right values.
Thank you really so much, ma'am, sir, and thank you all the ma'ams who have been behind the scenes, working behind the scenes, all the children for their, all the good questions you asked, children. Here's a clap for all of you.
Well done.
Chehel for leading through the discussion throughout, and Vinci ma'am for sure for coordinating and getting this organized. Disha ma'am for helping the speakers. Thank you so much, sir. Once again, Sonali ma'am.
Yes, so I would like to come in here. Sir, it's been an absolute pleasure and an honor for all of us at the Shri Ram Millennium School. We would like your permission to stream the recording of this session on Kargil Divas on our social media handles so that the world gets to hear about acts of bravery and the attitude we at school truly believe. All our staff, all our children talk about attitude. We have something called habits that we follow, and the first habit being proactive. So I wish you were in school to interact with our children, and we speak about reactions and responding to situation and what's in our control and what's beyond our circle of control. Thank you for echoing every bit of the life's lessons that we teach, share, discuss with our children at the Shri Ram schools. Really looking forward to having you with us someday in physical space. We have a beautiful campus and our children are totally amazing. You would love to interact with them in physical space too.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you once again, sir.
I do promise that one day, I'll definitely, plan and definitely love to interact children face to face, because that's bring a different kind of energy, right? That's always much better.
I agree.
So I'll do that definitely.
And he would like to thank you. I'm going to request all the children sitting in their classes to stand up and give a standing ovation to sir, and our hands together for the acts of bravery. A loud round of applause, children. This is
Thanks,
for you, sir, and the Indian Armed Forces.
We really appreciate, because army keep looking at its citizen, ma'am. Jai Hind.